Good to have y'all. Lesson 5 is when we bring it all home this week. Every week, we won't next week, but usually every week, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m., we go through our fast track system, making sure that those people that wanted to get started with the program can get started with the program and know what to do, especially after a week. You may want to run through it again next week. This week, you may have been just sitting back and listening and trying to understand the concept, the philosophy. Everything you need here comes from your local grocery store. That's why it's such a great lifestyle. It's practical, sustainable, and a lot of fun. So we're glad that you've made it through the week with us. If you are getting started with us late this week, but wanting to get started with the Shibboleth lifestyle, we will probably have some downtime next week. We're transitioning some things. They're going to be doing some downtime for, let's call it maintenance. And then the following week, we hope to be back up at 10 a.m. Monday through Friday, trying to teach this fast track system. But hope you've had a good week. If you need a general meal plan, we offer those for no charge, can provide you a generalized meal plan so that you can have some success with the program. So, make sure you reach out to Lisa or Erica, one of the team members with the surname Shibboleth. They're in the thread, and they'll make sure they get you a generalized meal plan. If you need something more personalized, we do that too. But we do recommend that you come go with us and Faithfully Fit for those. But let's get this party started. So Monday, we talked about the why. That's the thing probably that is, you're sharpening the axe, getting ready. It's really important, but people kind of neglect it because in the moment you're feeling excited about something new. It's got the new car smell on it. So you don't really think you need to sharpen your why. You know why you're here. You want to lose weight and you're excited about doing it and hope everything turns out good, but that won't last. The reason we develop a strong why and a vision for a positive future is that we're going to have days where, we just ain't feeling it, but we got to do it anyway, or it'll just always be a step forward, 2 steps back. So there are those days that count, that matter, and those are the days that you do this anyway, okay? If you have somebody, Darla, starting next week, let's get them started with those fast track videos. Hopefully we'll be able to get them in the group. We'll make sure that the fast track videos, even if we have maintenance next week, that the fast track videos that we put them there in the group so that people can get started with us. We will start letting all comers in that group as long as they answer a questionnaire, that Shibboleth group. Okay, so we still plan on sending out a letter to all of our members, letting them know about the transition and what that's going to look like as we become more clear on it. Hope that makes sense. Yeah, we're here to help. Okay. All right. So we come up with a strong why, a strong vision. Then Tuesday, we talked about the Shibboleth shield. That's how we start having the physiological success. We start seeing the fat loss happen because we're controlling insulin, we're eating in the right portions. We've learned to define what a perfect day is and what a perfect day is not. And after 2 perfect days, we are efficiently burning fat at that point. And then on Wednesday, we start talking about food categories. Yesterday, we finished up with food categories. We started talking about combinations and how easy it is to put these combinations together and do that thing that we have to do to lose fat. This is across all programs. It's the only way to truly lose body fat. Calorie deficit, insulin control makes that healthier and more efficient, and then muscle preservation through adequate protein. That's what your Shibboleth shield will do. So today we're just bringing it home, making sure everybody knows you've learned the material. We do recommend that you go through the fast track, take the test, pass the test, and earn the fast track badge. If you don't pass the test first time, many of us didn't. It's okay. It's an easy test. There's a little bit of trickery, so you want to pay attention because the devil is in the details with nutrition. A little leaven leaveneth the whole lump. So just go through that material, take the test, pass the test, and earn your fast track badge. We've got almost 50,000 people that have earned that fast track badge, and those are the ones that do well with the program. Even if they leave and come back, it's like riding a bike. So that's the only way that, regardless of the program you're doing or the trickery that they espouse, the only way to lose body fat, preserve muscle, and do it in a healthy way is some version of what we teach. And it is more powerful, more potent than a weight loss surgery or prescription drugs. So we want you to get started with us. Come go with us. We'll do you good. A few true and false questions. We'll do that here in a moment. Let me just ask first, are there any questions about the general program, something that you're stuck on, you're struggling with from a nutritional standpoint before we try to summarize this week and then go into the journey at 10:30? Anybody? Feel free to unmute, or you can hit the Q&A button if you want to keep it anonymous. Give you just 15 seconds. Anybody? One of the reasons we do this with the Q&A is because we do have so many people we're trying to help, and it is a ministry first and foremost. The best way for me to be efficient in answering questions and teaching everybody is these live sessions. Everybody good? All right, we'll get started with this. Okay, so true or false? Olive oil is olive oil is actually an allowed for fat in this program. At home, we can use olive oil in our dishes. True or false?
True.
That is very true. A lot of people will say false because I talk so much about MCT, ghee, coconut oil. Olive oil is allowed. Any oil, any fat, it's all allowed. Even margarine, which is not good for you, it's all allowed. But when we have those on our plate, we cannot have any 3s, 5s, and probably shouldn't have category 6s either. That's right. Makes a big old category 4 float over the plate. When there's one of those fats on the plate, everything else disappears. You have a 4. And we need to get rid of the 3s, 5s, and 6s when we do that. Okay? So if I have low-fat cottage cheese, that's a category 1, and I use a palm full of berries on that low-fat cottage cheese, that is allowed. True or false? That is true. The berries would be what? Just a condiment. Yeah, because I'm just using a little bit. Usually we wouldn't see 1s and 5s without a 2 unless it's a perfect pairing. That's a journey thing that we do. But you can always use anything as a condiment as long as your total condiments on the whole food meal don't go over 50 calories. True or false? In order to have a perfect day, I must journal. That's right. True. You can lose fat without a journal. I know that. But this is a lifestyle. So while you could lose fat, I don't believe, based upon the statistics, 20 years of, they are blowing me up here. Hold on. Can y'all hear that, or is it just me? Y'all can hear it dinging at me? Okay. I'm going to try to cut that off. All these years of evidence If y'all speak over the next little bit, you'll have to use the thread because my phone is blowing up. So you'll just have to raise your hand or something or put it in the thread. Sorry. It's not going to stop blowing up today. So Tinkerbell's dinging, and it's sidetracking. Sorry. So what was I saying? Journal. If you're journaling, I know that you're in this for the long haul, and you're better able to negotiate with yourself, learn of yourself, and keep the weight off. We're not just here to lose weight, but we're here to keep it off. Also, a journal helps identifying triggers so that you know this is what's causing this. Here's how I can deal with it or avoid it. Just like a Mexican restaurant, I gave up on trying to avoid those chips. I just gave up. I started taking my own chips. It would have been better to avoid them. But, you're at the Mexican restaurant and everybody's eating chips. You want to snack on something too. So I said, this is a trigger, right? It's a trigger. I can't seem to avoid them no matter how much I try. I get the FOMO, so I'll start bringing my own in. So you can find solutions so that you can start eliminating more and more holidays. A journal is super important. True or false? You must have a half a gallon up to 1 gallon of alkaline water per day.
False.
That's false. I just want you to have wet water. The difference is tap water is acidic. You might need more of it to absorb enough of it per day to stay properly hydrated. If you are dehydrated and you're working hard, you're working towards your goals, you can't get you want your efforts will not give you the same outcome. You'll still get a good outcome, but not the same outcome. When you're dehydrated, your entire metabolism begins to diminish and you burn less and less calories at rest when you're dehydrated. Alkaline water, you just absorb better, but alkaline water, all that stuff is really overhyped. We just need you to stay hydrated. I drink alkaline or proper pH water. It just tastes better to me. But we just need you, whatever you do, wet water will work, okay? Food combinations. So the fastest fat loss combination would be the blue column. It does help to use a filter. Certainly does, Denise. Absolutely.
No, the fastest is red column.
That's false. That's right. That's false. So we're looking for red column. Red column is the fastest fat loss combination, but I think the blue column is the life-saving combination because it's what allowed me to learn how to eat taters and corn and still lose weight. Because when I put lean protein and fiber with those, then I can stay in efficient fat burning or get back in efficient fat burning a lot quicker because I don't have the same insulin activity. Whereas if I eat them by themselves, I get a pronounced blood sugar rise and a huge dose of insulin that I got to deal with for the next 2 days. That's why we have that weekly timing chart so that you can see the amount of time spent in efficient fat burning mode, that calendar, okay? So next, this one we probably didn't cover in Fast Track, but it'll be good banter. For fat loss, a 1+2 cooked in PAM cooking spray would be better for fat loss than a 1+2 in MCT. It's less calories because we're not using fat, but you're right, false. MCT is better. Even though we're adding calories to that particular meal, we get more of a muscle protein sparing effect from the MCT, a little more energy. So your fat loss will be more fat and less muscle loss. Does that make sense? So that's good. True or false? Again, didn't cover it, but you may can reverse engineer and figure it out. It is ideal to pan-sear your steak in MCT oil. That is false. So if your steak was prepared in MCT oil, it's still approved. But if you have the choice, it's better not to do that because the steak already has long chain fats. You can't take those out. Then you're adding medium chain fats that will burn first in your body as an energy source before the long chain fats burn. So you might have some storage if you're not careful. So anytime you're dealing with a category 4, if you have the choice, then it's better not to purposefully add MCT. We don't purposefully add MC to just anything. Just because it helps with fat burning and is now promoted in the marketplace as something that helps with fat burning, more is not better. Okay, so we use it strategically based upon our knowledge, situation, and goals. A lot of people love bulletproof coffee these days, which is coconut oil and MCT in coffee. That's a horrible idea if you're trying to lose fat. Might be a great idea if you're in maintenance and you're trying to work on your fitness level. It is not a good idea when you're trying to lose fat. Make sense? Okay, next, true or false? I can have chicken breast, baked potato with a tablespoon of regular butter and green beans cooked in bouillon. I cannot do that. Does anybody know why? Yeah, that tablespoon of butter is over 100 calories, and we didn't use ghee. So if I'd have used ghee, that would have been too much ghee, but I'm gonna be okay because it's like the MCT. It's not a medium chain triglyceride. It's a short chain triglyceride. It's more easily stored than MCT. It would be better, true or false, for weight loss, it would be better to put ghee butter, a teaspoon of ghee butter in your potato than it would to put 0-calorie cooking butter spray, 0-calorie butter spray in your potato. That's false. It would be better to go with the 0-calorie butter spray. We don't want to just add calories to things just to be adding them. The only time we even look at that is when we're talking 1s and 2s with MCT and 7 and 2s with MCT. That's the only thing I can think of off the top of my head where it's better to add calories. Is a 1 and 2 or a 7 and 2, then it's better to add the MCT. That's the only time sitting here I can think where it's better to add calories to a meal than to leave it without those calories. All right, any questions, comments? Remember, does everybody know where to find the test? Take the test, pass the test, earn the Fast Track badge. We're going to transition over to the journey. We will not leave this meeting today, and we will not hold you long today in the journey. I'm going to do a quick Q&A update, and then I'm going to go to work so y'all don't lynch me. Anybody?
Are we in journey? Are we in the journey now? Because I have a question if we are.
All right. Well, I appreciate y'all. If you're new here, please get in the members only group. That's going to be the place to get service over the next week or two is in the members only group. We're in a transitional phase. So if you're like committed to this Fast Track group, you're probably not going to see me for a little while. So you'll only be able to connect with me in the Shibboleth members only group till I get through with some transitional stuff. But I don't want to leave you out there alone, especially if you just got started, just getting excited, still going to be there to help you. Just going to need to service you in that members only group so that we can get through some transitional stuff. Oh, I didn't hear you. Let me turn my sound on. Go ahead. I got my sound back on now.
Sorry. No, I had a journey question, but I didn't know if we transitioned or not. So I can wait.
Yeah, I'll just close us out in prayer, and then we'll just stay here for the journey. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in the earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day, Lord, our daily bread, and forgive us of our debts as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen.